Hello again, brothers and sisters. Jack Talcott here for Chats with Jack. Thank you for joining. For the folks who already have shown up, our poll, Jessica Jane, Austin Murphy, Salty Siren, D's Nuts. Um, Holy brother, I am the Tao. Lori Chavez, Quantum Epic, I'm World of the Unreal, and I know people are coming in. And for those who join later, thank you again. I do love you. I really do. I love I love this experience of life, and you, all of you, you're part of this experience. And it's kind of an interesting way to look at life, that we are all part of the same. Because I used to think, man, I used to believe a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, I've been into a lot of crazy stuff here on my channel and on other panels. I've made a lot of a lot of mistakes in the past, but you know what? Excuse me. I've said this before, that I'm confident our creator, that which is real, right? I think my life has I've learned a lot of lessons that would be very helpful for many others if they learned them as well. Particularly the topic today, rising above. So we're going to go into a few different ideas on what that means, and then I will open this up for the panel. Paul Unslaved, brother, thank you for the generosity. Child support for Jack's new black daddy. I'm sure there's truth within there, but I'm pretty sure it's clear that I am my own man. I don't seek approval from any daddy. I do stand on truth, and I resonate with that which is true. Child support arrears for his old daddy Paul from Be Good Do Good. God bless, man. See, this life is just magnificent. It really is. And you know what? I got some slides and stuff, but golly geez, man. I can talk to myself all day long. I do talk to myself most of the time. And so for those who want to join, feel free. But the topic of rising above, I've created, and the universe, the world offered me many challenges in my life. I own the ones I created. You know, my drinking problem, my obesity, my lustful nature, those things were me, man. But economically and geographically, well, while I was blessed, I also had my challenges, man. We've all got our unique challenges. So it's kind of what I was thinking about earlier. Rising above the rest. What is the rest? The rest is not the others. The rest is anything beyond you. Rising, and what are you? You're just the result of the past. So really just rising above the rest of what you know, what used to be. So I've been talking about this, and the reason I'm explaining what seems like obvious, the reason I'm offering these thoughts is for people to kind of think about it. This life, man, I know how confused I used to be. And I know I prioritized problems more than happiness. Prioritized problems more than happiness. Can that resonate true for you? I mean, only you know what you're experiencing. That's kind of the whole point of all this is experiences come through moments. Our moments through these bodies, our moments are just felt through energetic states. It's like our body is a receiver and transmitter, a converter of energy. All is energy. Did I make that note? Energy exchange is a fundamental law of our universe. Energy exchange is a fundamental law of our universe. And you got to recognize truth. Truth has many perceptions and layers. So if energy exchange is a fundamental law of the universe, it is not only in the physical realm, it's also in the mental and in the emotional. And when you, well, that's something we can discuss at another time. The exchanges that, well, there's exchanges made for everything. Back to the topics. Our moments are simply just felt through energetic states. Energetic states within are understood as our emotions, right? And emotions, the energy in motion that is within. And so I was thinking about this. You know, you got the love feelings and the fear feelings, and then there's just kind of apathy, ignorance, indifference. So, of course, in the category, we do live in duality. That's pretty obvious when you stop and think. Love and fear, they are the same. They are powers, powerful energy that will move us. Love and fear will bring us to our knees. It will throw us to the clouds, man. But so love, that's all the good things, the things that feel good. Our gratitude, our trust, our faith, our inspiration. Love is expansive. Now, in this world, we make a lot of excuses, you know. I think I get into some of the reasons, but we make a lot of excuses and suffer from apathy, from a lack of care, from ignorance. Sometimes ignorance isn't our fault. You know, we're all living our own lives. You don't know what you have not learned. So ignorance isn't always the individual's responsibility, but the apathy and the indifference, we got to start owning those things, man. We got to start owning what we feel, what we think, what we say, what we do. And then into the fear, we got the anger, hate, guilt, shame, resentment. Those things, man, they make you feel miserable. Hey, Scott, I see you in the back. Tell you what, I'll bring you up. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm beat like a fucking horse that's been run hard and put away wet.
Hey, sit and chill and relax. Let me get through some of this, and then we'll see where this goes. Is that all
I'm in
right?
La La Land. If you call my name 3 times, I might wake up. I'm just here listening. So go right ahead, kick me or whatever. If I'm here, I'll talk to you, brother. Bring me back up
Sounds
later.
good. All right. Um, so we've got love, the good feelings, fear, the bad. You know what? Actually, this is a good time to break. There's been already contributions. I welcomed some people. Let me see. Lori, here, I did see that before I started. Welcome for joining. And yes, I am the Tao. What about the Tao? You are a mystery to me, almost an enigma, but I believe that's the purpose. I think that's how you're supposed to be, right? Um, Here, actually, Scott, I'm just going to throw you to the back for a little bit. You're welcome. There we go. What about the Tao? Tristan, thank you for joining. Um, Holy shiitake. Yes, always a pleasure. Um, holy cows, man. Christos, you're right, man. I was making so much progress. Let's see. Woo woo. Hard hat. Hey, man. Thank you for joining Hard Hat, Lori Chavez. Where are we? I don't know what I'm doing. Did I see Joe Cool here or just, hey, welcome, brother? Hey, I saw it. Yes, Joe Cool got a new had a new release as well. So in a minute, or if there is a mod willing, drop the link in the chat for him. Let me get back to the slides. I don't remember. Snafu, I'll bring you up to in just a few minutes. Let me go back. Fear, love, apathy, ignorance, indifference. Apathy, ignorance, and indifference are keeping the corrupted in power. Okay, so let's get out of our fear state. Let's get out of our apathy state. Let's get into the love state, right? Because love, where it's expansive, where we are moved. I think that's how we're going to change the world. So, rising above, life does. It brings us highs and lows through those energetic states, brings us highs and lows in success and failure, in love, in relationships. So, some of the things I found helpful. This was my mantra, actually started years ago. It will pass. It'll all pass eventually. We all fade away. Every situation, it comes and goes. So, number one, it'll all pass. Don't be so attached. Be grateful, but there's no reason to be attached to anything or anyone. Get attached to God. Figure out what that is for you. So it'll pass. Time reveals good. And I truly believe, I don't know where to go to look for the evidence to support this, but I truly believe, well, I can present the case anyway. There's an order to creation that brings improvement. It's like a natural progression. I believe I can present that case, and I think facts would probably support that. So trust that the future is better than today. Take actions for that to become true. Okay, we all have free will of thought. We all have the power of imagination. We can bring those thoughts and imagination into the future we want. So if you can convince yourself to accept, time reveals the good. The future is going to be better than today. For someone, from some perspective, it will be. So why not? Why couldn't it be you? Also, problems hide our opportunities. When we go through these periods of ups and downs, our high energy states and our low energy states, the problems hide opportunities, right? If you go through your day and kind of look at what you're complaining about, I'm sure there's something you're complaining about. So if there's something you're complaining about, look within there. I bet there is an opportunity to be found through that experience. Maybe what you're complaining about is actually good for you. Maybe it's your opinions that are the problem, not the thing itself. But find what can change in the problem, right? Don't believe, oh, I'm just stuck with the problem. I just got to suffer. Sometimes there is truth to that, but don't let that partial truth become your total truth. In every problem, there's an opportunity. If anything, it's an opportunity for change. And there's solutions. I truly believe for every problem there is a solution. And those solutions are just right there waiting for discovery. Hey, Latoya Williams, what is there a comment I missed or something? Holy cows. Feelings change the world through non-action. I would debate that statement because I would make the statement that our feelings actually drive, they become the movement within us that moves our mouths, moves our hearts, moves our actions. So feelings change our world, and the only world any of us will know is our own. If I missed something, you know, it'll work out. Forgive the interruption. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Please, if I'm missing something, huh. Okay, back to this. So life brings us highs and lows. Keep in your thoughts and you accept the truth that it will pass. Time is change. And so time reveals good in the progression of life. Our problems, they hide the opportunities. And the other thing you got to consider too is that as you spend time focusing on the problems you identified, you're expending the time and the energy. You know, problems usually really get us driven, anger and sadness and whatever. We're wasting time on overcoming the problem. So this is the message that I truly offer. If you want to rise above what you used to be, so simple. Rid yourself and your life of excuses and blame. Stop making excuses for yourself. Stop blaming others. Stop enabling the excuses and blame from those other people in your life. Because if you're enabling excuses and blame, well, guess what? I bet you're doing it to yourself too. And if you're allowing yourself to continue excuses and blame, and you found yourself an echo chamber, a little group of enablers, which I've seen many. Hell, I've been a part of my own. And today I stand alone. I enable nobody. No, that's not true. I do my best not to allow confusion and unnecessary disagreements to continue. And I think if we all do that, man, this world's going to change like that. Sorry, brothers and sisters. I don't remember where I started on that. Let me pull up the emails of all your excuses for your failures and blame for me for them. Happy to discuss all of my words, Paul. Are you? Are you willing to become accountable? A man of honor, integrity? Are you a man who can be trusted? I've seen not. That's why. You're no longer a moderator. You're no longer even a mod on my channel, Paul. You've shown me plenty of facts and evidence that I cannot trust you. Not in your current ways of thinking. Life brings us highs and lows. The problems hide opportunities. So enjoy the journey. Recognize life brings us highs and lows. It will pass. Time will reveal the good. There's a progression towards the good. Recognize when you do find those problems, they're not going to hang you up. You know, they don't have to stop you from finding joy. And I tell you what, the way to enjoy your life is very simple. Make a conscious purpose for good. What is good in your life? What there is so much good. I honestly think God allows us to become very ignorant and stupid when we lie. Here we go. Energy exchange is a fundamental law of our universe. Ideas inspire. Trust inspires. Welcome, Brother Daniels. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I feel blessed. Thank you. Thank you for joining. It's a pleasure
Would
and
you
an
prefer that
honor.
I be on camera?
Your choice.
Well, I can jump on camera for a second.
Much love, man. It looks beautiful wherever you are.
Oh, it's absolutely awesome. I'm in. You know, it's so funny. It looks like almost like a green screen,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm out in California doing some work. Got it set up to shoot some content, stuff like that. So
I heard you were doing stuff and had your schedule going. I wasn't sure if you'd have the time or not. So I
yeah,
appreciate it.
I'm just getting settled. I'm tapping in. Just got here to the spot, and so just getting settled. About to start preparing. I got some friends coming over, and we're gonna make it work.
Hey, you know what? Let me see if we can have some fun until that happens. You good with that?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Hey, I would ask if one of the mods would please drop Anton's channels. He's got two of them, Anton Daniels and the Millionaire Morning Show. Is that correct?
Actually, I got more than that. I got a lot of channels, but
Do you? Okay.
those are the two main ones.
Those are the two I discovered. And you know what? I don't have the audience, but for you, those of you who are listening, if you haven't checked him out, especially the morning show, I think that's, well, you know what? Check it out and
It's
see.
different content on both channels. So
Is it?
yeah, it's different content on both channels. So
Well, I don't know what you saw or have not seen of me. I know a little bit of what you've what you've experienced, but what I heard you last night, I corrected myself because before I met you, I made some assumption off some little clips I'd heard,
yeah,
and I thought you were like just one of those money hungry. I thought you were kind of racist too, so I was.
that's fair. I mean, I don't have no problem with that.
No, I know. I can see that. But that was my point, man. Once I saw what you're sharing, dude, you've got a talent that I truly admire,
I
and
appreciate that.
your messages are righteous. It's about making a better world, right? That's why we're here.
Yeah, yep, I agree. So
Well,
yep.
that's
It's an interesting thing because most people when they first meet me or when they first experience me, it may be a little bit of a cult, maybe a shock because they may not agree with me when they first meet me or whatever. And I'm all right with that because I don't even agree with my own mother sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people that you're closest to, you may not necessarily agree with them, but it's okay. So, but eventually, I think that people grow to understand, and that's all that matters. Like we're not necessarily meant to always agree. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us unique. If we were all the same, then life wouldn't be fun. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people not agreeing. I'm okay with people looking at me different. I'm even okay to the criticism. Like I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Hey, that's where I am too, as long as it's honest. I
Yeah.
am so fed up with the lies and the false narratives, man. Um,
Yeah, so I'm cool with it. I don't have any problem with it whatsoever.
hey, Anton, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, well, that's what I teach. But
Mhm.
when I learned about you, um, here's what I think. You tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
Okay.
And I'll do a little bit, just brief comparison. For myself, I found spirituality, God, consciousness back in 2018. I spent most of my life pretty confused. I thought I was a good man, but I was holding myself back and I didn't understand.
Mhm.
My my guess is I did okay obeying the rules, made a decent life for myself, but one of the things I've not experienced is abundance and true success.
Mhm.
So you have. My suspicion is, based on what I heard, you were raised right with some good morals, good values, maybe some support.
Yeah.
You're farther, you're, well, if I'm pursuing the YouTube stuff, you are a man I could definitely learn from. I see that. From the business stuff, you've also got a lot more experience in that area where
Mhm.
I'm looking to learn. I'm looking for people who want to. I've sought mentors in the past, but they served their own purpose. I'm looking for people who can get behind the idea of a world live without fear. I've got the domain, the trademark. I'm ready to build this. And actually, I just got I got the application initiated. I don't have the registered, but the initial steps for love without fear.
What
So
are you gonna do with the what are you looking to do with the brand specifically?
I was my hope and ideas was to find a way to use them for licensing, do some merchandising which promotes not only the message but the web domain. And then I wanted to develop the web domain into like self-improve number of ways, self-improvement and like exposing the truth of what the hell's happened to our world, the corruption and
Well,
stuff.
first you gotta. Well, first of all, let me say what's going on, Scott. How you feel?
Uh, Tough day, long couple of days actually. But
When
I'm
been
all
what?
right.
What's going on? Everything at work? Everything cool?
Well, no, I take care of my mom, and she's still wanting to do stuff, but I'm ending up pushing her around and carrying everything and backing up and making her, helping her walk and stuff, and just want to make sure she doesn't have to go somewhere she doesn't want to be, and that means, kind of somebody's had to be here 24 hours. So that's where I'm
Yeah, I
at.
get you.
Yeah,
I get you.
it ain't no Pookie thing, man. I could be in a fucking 40-foot bus driving down the road right now. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
so
got you.
that's
Yeah,
where
but Jack, the thing that I think that most people miss with regard to brands and branding is that people do things. You have to become the brand, right? So you have to give a person a reason to actually go to the website and ultimately purchase the product, right? And so whether you controversial or whether you loved or whether you hate it, you got to give people a reason to be able to check you out and see what's going on, right? So I'll give you an example. I think the largest way to do that is what we're doing right now, social media, right? It could be a combination of all social media. It could be Instagram, TikTok, it could be all of that, right? But social media ultimately is a way for you to be able to funnel traffic because you can have the greatest brand in the world. You can have the most phenomenal products. You can have the greatest application. You can have the best clothing. You can have the best messages or whatever like that. But why do people tend to tune into certain things for some people and then they tune out for others, right? Why is it that people are willing to go and buy stuff from Kylie Jenner, but they may not necessarily support their favorite local artist? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta start to mine that out, and it's a lot of different ways in which we can do it, and we'll figure it out over time, as far as what your brand is. Because what you may want to do also is align your brand with other people that can actually push the message more effectively than you. I don't have to always necessarily be at the forefront of the movement. You know what I'm saying? I can actually find other people that's probably more effective at reaching a specific audience, which is why they then have influencer marketing, right? Um, Hold on 1 second. I got a friend that's coming up. Give me a second. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt the conversation, but go ahead.
Hey, no worries. Scott, we've got Wizard here in the back. Wizard, my patience with you is very limited tonight. So please share respect. And I think we might get along.
Well, is truth respect, Jack?
Hey, Wizard, I'm not going to loop this again. If you want to have that conversation, we can have it another time. But that is not relevant.
You asked for respect. I asked for respect in exchange. The same.
Right. And this isn't your house. This is my purpose, not yours. And so the topic of tonight, hey, while he's doing his thing, we'll just roll back into what I was talking about. Rising above the chaos, rising above the disagreements, rising above the patterns of the past. Okay. So energy truly is, we've got thought energy, emotional energy, we got physical energy. Energy is what we are. And we are energetic beings filled with information. So the first form of creation is thought. So challenge yourself to, ask yourself, am I repeating the same old ideas? What are the new ideas for my life? Because our thoughts lead us to actions. The actions lead us to progress. And progress, if you want to achieve success, you got to make some progress. You got to have some goals. The ideas will lead you to your goals. So ideas inspire. Trust inspires. If you can trust yourself, you can trust the universe, you can trust your higher power. Trust. Well, here, what's the opposite of trust? A lack of trust. What's a lack of trust bring? Fear, insecurity, anxiety. When you're fearful and insecure and anxious, your mind it gets clouded. Illogical things will make sense. They'll sound like good ideas when you're confused. So ideas inspire, trust inspires, commitment inspires. Now, I was hesitant to put this on there, commitment inspires, because commitment can, if you're committed to things that are no longer healthy for you, no longer good for you, commitments of the past can keep you, well, they'll keep you grounded to places and people and things that you no longer want or need in your life. So commitment in the right purpose, commitment in the right dedication, man, when you're committed to something and then problems come up, you will find out, you'll find an answer. But if you're not committed to your goal, to your purpose, man, you'll just look for an excuse.
Hey Jack, I gotta head out. I just wanted to tap in and show you some love. All right, man.
Respect. Truly appreciate it. Hey, stay tuned. There's something amazing and there is something divine. History is being revealed for us and we're a part of it. And I believe my destiny includes great things, and I'm looking for other leaders who want to join. So what you're saying, Anton, have a beautiful night.
All right, my friend.
Please stay in touch.
Scott, I'll see you later. I don't know if you're there, but I'll see you later, Scott. All right, I'm out of here.
Respect, man. Have a good one. Here we go. So finally, the most powerful force of inspiration is love. Love will create us to the attachment. So again, this is where you got to be careful and honest about your commitment and your attachment. Love the new you, love the future, love the good, love success, love learning, love growing, love life. Man, because if you're going to consume energy here, man, which you are, and you're going to transmit energy, which you are, the strongest way we transmit energy and ideas between us is our words. So our words should be truthful and loving and encouraging. Welcome, Snafu. How you doing, brother?
Mr. Talcott, Mr. Scott, I just want to say, be careful with them pogos, Talcott. They're worse than the United Nations, snakes in the grass. So be careful on your journey working with pogos. I got one question for Scott and you. I really don't care about really anything, but I did find it very interesting that you guys said you would narc out Wizard to law enforcement about the thing. And I just was kind of curious about Scott and your reaction
over and
over and
over, Snafu. I've heard you repeat that claim.
So why would both you guys say you were going to narc? I heard it with my own ears. Both you guys said you were going to narc to law enforcement, IRS. Well, I was just curious why.
Snafu, until you shut your mouth and allow different information in, you're going to keep repeating the same stuff from the past. So I'm encouraging you, rise above your confusion. We can easily discuss what is true, but not with you flapping your gums on a continuous.
So you're saying it's not true what I heard about you guys calling the IRS on a Wizard and stuff.
I never said that. That's a lie.
There you go, Snafu. I know I am not the type of man who runs to authority to tell on others. So Snafu, your
I'm just asking because I heard what I heard.
Snafu, your accusations make you look like a fool. And the fact that you aren't willing to seek the truth, but instead you want to defend your ignorance, go learn somewhere else, Snafu. I'm done with you tonight. We can try again another day. I have care and respect for you, so I want to stop the nonsense. Paul, how you doing, brother?
I've been better, Jack, but I'm always blessed. I was wondering if you're gonna kind of what you make of Anton's suggestions there, your new daddy, and are you gonna take his suggestions? So when he said maybe work with somebody who can embody the brand, live without fear,
yeah,
could you imagine who that might be?
Oh, of course. There's a whole bunch of people I wanted to co-create and collaborate with, but you're fucking too egoic. You don't want to understand. You wanted to take it from me.
I understand. Why are you angry?
You want to take things from people.
Why are you angry? I got you in a conversation.
Why am I angry, you white gorilla? What was it you called me?
I got you in a conversation with Anton, and now he's invested.
I got myself in a conversation with someone.
You think
God brought the opportunity. I saw a chance, and I pursued it. Thank you for helping me be a part of that.
Okay.
Paul, I love you, man, but your arrogance it's unbelievable.
Right. Kind of like you shitting on me right now when I've been facilitating every level of this for you on the metaverse. And you suck up to Anton because he has more money and power, and you don't see that.
Paul, that is you.
No, I don't
You
suck up to him.
refuse,
I respect his truth and the truth, and I allow him to be
No, you
diplomatic,
don't.
speak, and present himself. I don't suck up to him and try to use him the way you clearly want to
You
right off
want
the
me to
bat.
prove? Are you willing to listen and accept facts that show why you are wrong?
Talcott, you reached out to Wes Watson.
So what? What was the
And he said just
intention?
today that he answers
What
all
was
emails
the
directly.
intentions, Paul?
He answers all emails directly. He said it today on the broadcast, and I was pretty sure he was speaking about you indirectly, calling you a fucknut again, like he told you privately.
That was a huge assumption or conclusion to jump to. Many fucking assumptions, and you don't want to even ask me. You don't even fucking ask if I had.
I don't understand. Why are you so angry when we're supposed to choose love? And you then told Anton today that you're about to trademark a brand that I created, Love Without Fear.
Hey, dumbass, you don't take action, you don't own shit.
So that's how you operate, right? You're such a godly, right,
hey,
man that
dummy.
you didn't even
Hey,
not even
white
give
gorilla.
credit.
Hey, Paul, remember telling me that live
So you'll
without
steal
fear
the
wasn't good enough and love
So you'll
without
steal-
fear wasn't
you'll
good
steal
enough and nothing was good enough according to Paul. Paul's always better than Jack. Nothing Jack does is good because Paul's better than Jack.
So now you came right out in the open to everyone with your narcissism and told everyone, if I don't jump on the trademark, you'll steal the brand and do it yourself, just like all the other corporate scum you say you want to stop.
Oh, yeah, is that,
And legal secrets.
Your narratives are keeping you confused. And Paul, I did learn watching Anton, I learned. Unlike you, I'm not imagining dollar signs and fucking subscribers going up. I'm actually looking to learn from what he has experienced in his life because I see value there. Now, I started doing that with you, Paul, and I've learned as much. Yeah. I've learned much from you about you and me, Paul. Can we have a conversation instead of this nonsense?
I'm like so excited for this experiment Anton decided to be part of. He's totally going to try to like be as loving and nice and work with you and give you good game. And you're going to fuck it all up like you always do with your selfish, narcissistic, boundary pushing ways. You're going to email.
You have the future. You have the gift of the future. I got to sit here listening to your fucking imagination. You don't know the future, Paul. And your assessments of me and the past, I've told you repeatedly, are mistaken. There are many facts you seem to want to ignore and continue building on your fucking...
Why won't your women and children talk with you? What's the reason for the coincidences with all your relationships? Wes Watson, the women and children, people on the internet, everybody perceives you the same way after they get to know you. To know you is to hate you, Jack Talcott, right? Everybody loves you when they meet you. They love your presentment. They're endeared to you. That's usually how narcissists are because they love bomb. But to know you is to literally hate you because of what you do, right? I don't hate you as a being, but what you do makes you so difficult to love and like.
Paul,
it's like it tests anybody's will and patience.
No, that's not true. I've told you before, Paul, I'm quite confident God is with me. If you can't see the good in me, if you can't see my patience, my generosity, if you can't see the good, Paul, you are utterly delusional. So God is creating this experience and created the day for you and I to have the time and opportunity to have a conversation, Paul.
If nobody saw the good in you, including me, we wouldn't continue to deal with you. You just keep
Paul,
saying it doesn't make sense.
Hey, Paul, my words are based on what you offer me to experience.
Yeah, you won't listen to.
I'm done listening to your ego. Paul, you said earlier on your stream, Paul, that maybe it's your ego. And I don't remember what the situation was, but I'm telling you, brother, your ego. It's time for you to check yourself, man.
As a guy who wants to end legal secrets and fiat, who just said he.
Hey, yes, says the man guided by education, guided with confidence, with faith, with the inspiration to follow the Christ. Okay? Yes, Paul, that man who wants to end secrets and wars around the world, the man with the trademark of live without fear, who's here with the chosen and explained purpose. My goal for this channel and what I'm doing here is to try to share some perspectives on the truth of God's love for all of us, even me and you. And guess what? We get to share it.
Does God's love include using legal practice to steal brands? And then not give credit for who created it?
Oh, you know what? You sound like such a victim. Did someone take advantage
That sounds
of
like
you?
a narcissist.
Did someone tell you that this was available? And did someone tell you, hey, let's partner up and do something together? Did someone tell you and you stayed fucking ignorant and ungrateful and disrespectful? Yep.
Why are you?
Feels good. Feels good to have control. Because when I go to your panel, I'm helpless and I have to listen to your nonsense and your insults and your gaslighting. And Paul, I love you. Hold on, that's funny. Live without friends. I'll go with that. Hey, Nubs, you're not welcome here today. And Moose, you can take off too. Live without friends. And yes, Margot, I've not mocked you for your 2 master's degrees. I've not I've said I have not gone and sat in classrooms. I have an incredible education. It's the autodidactic. I know Paul knows this word, where you teach yourself. Yes, Margot, please join. I'm feeling quite confident these days, feeling more comfortable.
You're feeling egoic, Jack.
No.
You just said it feels great to have control because now that Anton, your black daddy, is here and you're delusional thinking you're going to work with him, you're like completely throwing me under the bus, shitting on me and showing everyone who and what you've always been. So this is going to be great because when he stops fucking with you and you come back to suck my dick in public, we're going to have this to remember, right?
What do you want to know?
I know enough already, clearly. What do you want to know? What do you need to know about yourself in this life? Because you're not doing too well.
You're deflecting and your false claims are...
Right, we'll see. I'm like batting 1,000 with seeing the move.
Well,
so if you didn't trust yourself like you usually do and make a fool of yourself and you listen to me just once, because I've been right. If you think back, the Moose situation, the Yurt situation, Moose with you, many situations I've been right about that have come to pass. So I get it. This one, you're pretty damn sure is the ticket and the key. So just shit on me, throw me under the bus, give me no credit, tell stories to Anton how you created a brand that you didn't, that I created, that you said you're going to steal with legal paperwork. Just keep bullshitting yourself and everyone through life. It's worked really well so far. That's why your women and children are in your life. And it's going to fail again. Okay. I'm probably going to do work in various ways with Anton, even if it's just bullshitting back and forth.
Oh my God.
You will fuck it up. He'll stop fucking with you and you'll go back to sucking my dick in public trying to use me if I let you, because that's what narcissists do. You attach to people, you try to use them. When they won't take on the feeling space that you expect, you burn them and move on to the next one.
You've done that a lot, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I haven't. I may make jokes
really?
with your
I've
likeness.
seen it. I've seen it.
I don't do that with you. I'm here every day supporting
Right.
you.
You're so fucking funny.
Yeah, just because I hold you
my
accountable
God.
doesn't mean I don't support you and facilitate for you. You would not have been in the conversation with Anton had it not been connected to me. It's that simple.
Hey,
But don't you get?
dummy. Hey, dummy. You give no credit to God whatsoever. You're so
It doesn't
fucking
even matter,
arrogant.
Talcott. You don't understand where I sit. I like
No,
literally
I
sat
do.
back-
I see
I
you
sat
sit your
back
ass on
before
a couch. I see you sit your ass on a couch for many hours a day. Yes, I know. I do too. Jack does too. But let's be realistic here. Okay? Let's offer fair comparisons. If we're comparing the time spent sitting on a couch for everyone to see, Paul's got me beat lots. He's been doing the YouTube stuff a lot longer than me too. So Paul's got me beat, but let's look at maybe a different level of value. Entertainment or education. Now, whether you like what I'm offering or not, I'm at least trying to share some information with the encouragement and inspirations. You know, turn to God, increase your faith, increase your love, right? Become a better you for a better future. These are the things that I've been saying.
You just called me egoic and arrogant and had the balls to compare us, and you can't match me in any arena. It's laughable.
You think your job is to compare.
You can't match me in any arena, and it's laughable.
See, the ego thinks its job is to compare everything, which it is. The ego within us, the primitive mind of us, and it's not primitive, it's divine, it's amazing. But the ego, the nature of us, to protect the body, the form, the ego is constantly looking for danger. It's looking for breaks in the patterns, or it's looking for patterns. So the ego is constantly looking for problems. But the topic of this video today, the message I want to offer, is we can all rise above. We can rise above the ego.
You're new and they're like, oh, sorry, Jack, I was talking to my people. You really just realized that you just chose to compare us. You put me out to compare us. Then when I went to do the comparison, you said, stop comparing, you're being egoic. Do you realize how sick you are, Jack? Where you don't remember what the fuck you're saying?
Do you realize how, once again, you're totally deflecting and missing, you're avoiding the meanings of what is said so that you can show your fucking opinion.
You just said we're going to compete and compare. You said in a venue of education, I outrank Paulie Boy. I said in any venue, you can't compete with me. Then you said don't compete.
Oh, you're so much better. You're so much better, but you're also far more confused.
Do you want to take a vote from all my audience on what they think about you?
No, Paul. I do not want to go to the land of the confused. I do not want to go to your enablers to support your gaslighting. You're fucking wrong, Paul.
No, I mean all your viewers who are also my viewers, because you don't have any of your own viewers that you didn't buy. Do you want to go to your viewers right now, which are also mostly my viewers, and ask them who outranks who in the comparison you drew up, which is education?
Paul, stop comparing and consider the purpose. I'm fucking done with you, man. Any final words?
You compared us. You did it.
Who cares?
Who cares? We're in a discussion in front of the whole world, apparently, and you just made a double talk statement that made no sense. You compared us. Then when I finish the comparison from my end, you say, stop comparing. You're an insane narcissist.
And nothing will change your mind. So what
You just
the fuck?
showed everyone over and over again.
So what,
You
Paul?
show
You're
everyone over and
so Paul, you are so insecure. I love you. I wish I could just give you a hug and nurse that little child back into some comfort. Fuck, oh dear, you seriously, it's obvious you did not have a mother's love, and I'm sorry you grew up that way. But stop fucking taking it out on the world. Paul presented the narrative for wanting to claim he's right into disrespecting me on my platform and his. He wants to present the claim that he has the right to behave like this towards me because other people did, in reference to my mother, my friends, my son, my family, that crazy lady Margot. Yeah, where'd that go? Is that funny to you, Margot? Is it funny? I know you do. You get off on tragedy and making yourself feel better when others suffer. You're a sick fucking lady, man. You are really twisted. But here's the thing. I know you have a decent reputation, I assume, based on, well, unless you're imagining the people you said you work with or spend time with. But anyway, the state of this world is not healthy. And Paul, you know that. So you want to go to fucking opinions rather than facts. I'm happy to discuss.
What are your facts that you outrank me in an education department when it comes to being on the metaverse or in any venue? Where's your facts for that? That was your opinion.
Did I make that claim?
You did. You just did. You zoomed in on yourself, threw me in the back, and said, let's really compare, everyone.
I compared education specifically.
Yeah, you said, go back, listen back to your own fucking word.
Well, Paul,
where you said, I was just an entertaining clown, but you're the educator, right?
Oh, well, I get that context. And you know what?
And neither is true. I'm more entertaining, interesting.
Okay. So that I can have a moment to try and clarify, whether you listen or not, it's up to you. You can stay confused and bitter and angry. When I was suggesting that, there is plenty of value and plenty of wisdom offered and available on the Proper Instruction Motivates People platform. I've said that on many other platforms as well. I've spoken well of Paul Unslaved, even on the Lauren De Laguna thing, where he wanted to tear me up for even going. So, Paul, your juvenile fucking behavior.
You spoke so well of me on Lauren's panel. You agreed that it.
There was one moment, I've pointed this out to you before, and so before you continue repeating your nonsense, there was very short period of time where you were the topic in the first interview, and the second interview, well, Paul, my purpose is to try and find people willing to help me succeed. You didn't want to help me succeed.
Are you going to keep controlling me and silencing me?
Maybe I might.
Yeah,
if you don't like it, fucking leave.
You're egoic. You want to control me.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, whatever. You complain anyway.
You're showing everyone your character, so just keep doing it.
You are.
I'm convicting you long game on this metaverse. You'll never work in this town again the more you keep acting and living like
right.
You'll never work
here. Oh, the God. Again. Less than 2,000
I don't have to do anything.
Oh,
You're
the God.
Convicting yourself.
20,000.
You're convicting yourself on record.
You're not shit.
I don't have to be. You're convicting. I don't have to be shit for you to convict yourself on record and
rising above the challenges of life is a brilliant game that God allows us to play. Back to energy. Hey, you know what? Some of you folks in the chat maybe don't want to come up and be a part of this. Maybe some are intimidated, maybe some are disgusted. But for those who want to come up and change the energy, have different conversations, please do. Moose, I don't trust you. You've got my number, and if you want to, for us to, what's that?
Hey, oh, I was just saying I called you earlier. I didn't know you and Anton or whatever were going on Paul's stream. I did call you. I think you're doing a great job, Jack. I think you're doing a wonderful job. I know my opinion doesn't matter, but I'm trying to change the energy, the flow. Nobody else is coming up here. I decided, to come up here since nobody else would. I know it's not the ideal choice, but I was thinking maybe we could get back onto your topic or something, or put you back in a good headspace.
Respect. I appreciate that. Isn't today Friday?
Today is Friday, brother. There's a karaoke going on in the Matrix, man.
So it's Friday night. We could be having some fun, but instead I'm supposed to, I guess, sit here and accept Paul's narrative that I'm worthless and would have been nowhere and could accomplish nothing. Oh yeah, and I'm destined to fail in the future too. So I'm supposed to sit here and accept Paul's narrative. Very fascinating. No one serious will ever align with Jack. Another person believes they know the future. What is success to me? Calloway, thank you. That's a question. Success is it's an opinion. That's all success is. It's an opinion. It's a perspective. It's a perspective on an action or a state. And the state is simply in comparison to others. So I don't compare myself to others. Success to me is, for me, well, for myself, I do want a life of abundance. I want a life of, solid relationships and trust. I want to feel secure. Those things are success. And actually, I'll get back into goals here in the presentation too. So for me, success is, here's where I'm at. I have all these desires, just like everyone else, abundance, and I want to become an influence in the world in a positive way. I want people to know that Jack Talcott did good when he was here. So
what's the bar though, Jack? Like, how far do you have to get your reach? How good do you have to be to get to what you believe would be successful for you, what you'd be happy with?
Oh, see, thank you. This is actually where I'm at now. God has allowed me to achieve goals that I didn't know I wanted. Okay? I didn't know that I wanted inner peace. I didn't know that I wanted a life filled with gratitude. I didn't know I wanted detachment from the world. I thought I wanted more of the world. I want more God. God is the never-ending intelligence, the never-ending bliss, the never-ending love that is available for us to seek. I want more God. And I've said this, my purpose is to share the truth of God's love. We all share the same God. We all share the same time. We can share the same love.
You're not love able completely.
I believe facts would show that I am.
Who do you have in your life personally that you could show a love, able relationship and trust and bond with?
The most important one.
Right.
Myself.
So nobody.
Hey, Paul, you and others actually have the opportunity to become the first.
Right, and we keep trying, and you won't let it be unless we suck up to you and play to your ego like Moose is doing tonight again, which is why he never gets respect anywhere and doesn't know why.
I did nothing wrong. I just came up here
I
and
didn't
tried
say
to
that. I
tell
said you're not respected by them.
Hey, Paul, I'm going to cut you off. I didn't see anything wrong with what Moose did. Let me finish the presentation and maybe we'll, whatever. Because I disagree with what you're saying.
The presentation sucks, Jack. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's pretty ubiquitous.
Right. Well, then go find something else to do with your time. So, to rise above the current conditions, one must accept an inventory of where one is. Okay? If you want to change your life, you better figure out where you are. Become honest. Make a complete assessment. And I thought about putting on here, ask a friend to help. Ask someone who cares about you, someone who loves you, to really help you figure out where you are. What are the habits and practices of your life? And we'll get into some suggested outlines too. But keep in mind, as you go through figuring out your life, what conditions you want to overcome, recognize the limits. Most of our limits come from the mind. Don't accept the first imagined excuse. Don't accept, spend your time imagining change, imagining growth, imagining success. Spend your time imagining solutions, not limits. And only a clear mind can truly know. So if you do have some questions in your life, relationships, career, location, are you supposed to move, whatever, if you've got these big
Jack,
questions. Yeah.
That was pretty cool that Anton came up tonight, right?
I thought so. Yeah.
Maybe Paul's just a little jealous of your recent success.
I don't know. Here. I don't know why Paul's reacting so emotionally.
Right.
Well, you know what, Jack? I don't know, though, man. I mean, well, you guys can talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything different than I've said since the beginning. Anton hasn't changed anything about me or what I've been saying, and I'm not the one constantly muting me, throwing me in the back, grasping for control and power. You are, as always.
Here, hold on. We create our thoughts. First I said we create our thoughts. Now we don't. Confused. Expound. Yes, Lori, thank you. Some of the things I say, it may appear as contradictions. Okay, that's part of...
Jack, if you think about it, Anton coming up today, I couldn't believe he was on your show, dude. It was like something surreal. It's like God is just aligning the universe for you.
I'll come back to the question, Laurie. Apparently Brian is having some thoughts of he's a little starstruck, I guess.
Yeah, he went over to Anton's channel and he pretty much was a train wreck. It was an embarrassment.
Actually, I saw him. I thought, initially it was pushing the edge. It was funny and it looked like it started fun, but then the ego was driving it. That's what I saw.
You realize that when Anton came here, you bored the shit out of him and he got out of here as quick as possible and spent no time on camera?
Is that what he said?
No, that's what I observed. I mean, it was way different than when he came on my broadcast. But I do a way better broadcast than you. I mean, that's why you've copied my ways.
Hey, thank you. Actually, exactly, Paul. While you call it better, here's what I know for sure. Your way is not my way.
Yeah, like you couldn't do a
And-
broadcast without a panel. It would just be horrible. So,
Well, in your
you
opinion,
didn't even come into this as your own being. You came in with 10 other people in order to create this, which is a constant you being held accountable and refusing to take accountability, and other folks playing to your ego to move it along. To watch how you
actually, Paul, what I've experienced is a bunch of egos who want to waste my time and interrupt my purpose for them to imagine and present disagreements.
No,
and
that's
false
true with me on my
narratives
broadcast. You
and
could
accusations, and they want to create a lot of interruptions, agents of chaos. Remember me talking
Hey,
about
will you
those,
commit
Paul?
to doing a week without a panel and just do your broadcast, and then we'll take votes on how great it is?
What is this? We'll take votes. What the fuck? You see, you just seek opinion. Why do you fucking seek so much approval? Jesus Christ, dude.
What do you mean? We'll ask Anton to vote.
Oh
Your
my
new Black
God.
Daddy. We'll say Black Daddy vote on who's the better man and broadcaster. And then when he might say you, and then you get the admiration and adulation and respect of Anton, who you desperately want to work with, like anyone else you want to name drop and star fuck, just like Scott. Did you notice Scott keeps popping up whenever you're around with Anton, and he just like, it's just coincidental, right? He just pops up to name drop star fuck and try to get in Anton's pants. He wants that big black snake in Anton's pants.
Hey, let me get back to this, please.
All right.
Okay. What I was referring to, and there is kind of a contradiction here. We do, I don't know if we do create our thoughts. I know we influence our thoughts. We direct the energy. Our will directs the consciousness and the awareness through the information field that's within us, if that makes sense, hopefully. But so it's not so much we create the thoughts, but what we do is we choose which thoughts receive our time and attention. So hopefully that makes more sense. When I'm saying
We take
create,
a vote on if that makes sense or not.
I'm happy to answer anyone's questions about what I say, always.
This is surreal.
It's bizarre.
Dude, this is life. This is, I mean,
who would you not try to attach to and use if I got in touch with them and created an interaction? Who would you not try to use to, end legal secrets and wars? And by that, I mean turn you into a life coach and get you rich and famous and successful.
Blue Bass.
Nubs.
Greetings, AK Yogi.
How's it going?
Greetings. I'm willing to work with anyone who's willing to work towards the future, and working with
Why do you
someone
think Wes Watson called you a fucknut?
Did he?
He said today he answers every email and message, and it's no one but him. And I suspect he's watching now, because why would he even get into that? He's never talked about that before. He goes, I got these fuck nuts on my line here, and I answer every message. No one speaks but me. And we were talking about whether he speaks for himself or not just 2 days ago. He does a video every 2-3 days. So I think, like Anton and others, somehow they're watching. They can't believe how insane you are. And then they can't believe how I keep loving you and trying to talk you through these things. And I think this is almost like we're going into the new Howard Stern 2.0, where you're part of the whack pack, and then various metaversal celebrities show up just to talk to Talcott and play the bit that Moose and everyone plays, that we're here, Talcott. We actually love you. We're going to work with you. And then you just fuck it up. That's the bit. You just fuck every one of them up. You get Wes Watson to say you're a fuck nut. Anton wind up joining the black version of the Klan, because he really just starts to really hate white people because of what you do to them, right? That's going to be the new bit non-bit, is what I'm seeing. So we could go places with this.
I'm open to anything, but I don't really care. I really here's where I'm at, man. I am so grateful for all the comforts and abundance I have. I really am. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of losing things out of my life, and I pray that I don't continue losing, but I'm committed to a better life. And I think there's a lot of opportunities. Dude, when Anton, I'm not a money guy, but the reality is when he showed his deposit that day with you,
Ooh.
fuck, that's more than I've made in a year my entire life.
Ooh.
And
Yeah, man, those salty ass ball
That's
bags.
what, and that's the thing, Talcott, is that just like tricking and hoeing, he put that shit on camera and that shit didn't move me. And I even said to him, I'm not even going to look at it because you could show me $1 billion. And if
Hey,
you don't stand
Paul.
for rights, freedom, and principles, that shit's seductive. I ain't dancing
Hey,
with the lady in the red dress.
bullshit. Here's the truth of what I saw, Paul. You judged me because I don't have that deposit slip, because I don't have that family,
No, sir.
because
You
I don't have the results.
That's not
You're
true at all.
constantly you've been comparing us since we fucking met.
It's not
dude.
true at all. There's been other folks here who have little to nothing because they're accountable and response able and willing to speak truth or accept truth as we all perceive it accurately. I move forward with them with honor and with reputability, right?
Paul, let me get back to the point. Sorry, thank you for your patience.
May I speak?
Please.
You judge yourself, Jack.
Okay.
You judge yourself against him. You judge yourself against Paul. That is your self-judgment.
Okay.
I don't care what anyone else puts in the bank. It matters what I put in the bank for my family to take care of my family. You should feel the same way. It matters what other man puts in the bank account.
Okay.
It should not.
Okay. I was trying to say something, but you felt I needed to hear that first. Can I continue trying to say what I wanted to say?
If I could say it, and you
can't be a spiritual guru, Jack, life coach, and then be moved by someone else's deposits beyond accountability, responsibility, self-work, and self-growth. You're tricking yourself out of position.
Now that both of you have presented your assumptions and your narrative, am I allowed to continue with what I wanted to say, or is there anything more pressing where you feel the need to interrupt me again?
Nah,
you
really
allowed me to speak. Jack. I asked permission. I did not interrupt, Jack.
You interrupted me speaking so you could ask permission. Why would I say no? You've already fucking interrupted me. And you know what? Thank you for your observations. You can take your disagreements elsewhere. AK Yogi, I know you're up wizards. You and Wizard are tied to the brain, and so he doesn't like me, you don't like me. And since Paul's here, the pattern is everyone bring your ego. Let's see how we can fucking piss off Jack.
You notice you have constant problems with everyone who you can't use? Constantly. Every single person who you can't use for your own purposes, you have problems in communicating with and keeping long-term relationships. You don't see that dynamic everywhere in your life?
Hey, Paul. So
hey, Jack.
What I was trying to
deflect off of it, right?
Well, right. You've deflected the entire fucking conversation to rebuild your false narrative and take over what you think is truth. But here, what I was saying, I admit, and I've recognized that dude in that deposit, that's more than I have ever made in a life. Now, does that mean I'm chasing that? No. What that is like you have pointed out, Paul, it is a level of success. And so I saw that as evidence that is available for me through YouTube as well. And what I see in him is providing quality content. And from the little bit I've seen, let me not promote it too greatly, but I've been impressed with it. You know what? Yeah, I've been pleased and impressed with the content that I've seen from him. So,
like voting for DeSantis or Trump, that one of the last videos that was done.
I didn't see that one.
Right. So you just say shit because you want to suck up to Anton, but you won't ever really say what you think and feel.
No, you just say shit because you want to insult me You just say shit because you want to demean and
So what did
disagree
you
with
like
me.
about his content?
I like
specifically?
his entertainment, his flair. He
So didn't
presents.
you tell me that it wasn't about entertainment and you wanted less entertainment from me and more focus on information? You just told me that a couple weeks ago.
Right. He doesn't.
So what you love in him because he got.
Paul, you call this bullshit, this egoic battling. You call this entertainment. I call it
I love his
fucking
entertainment.
interruption.
See how it works?
It's not
A
entertaining.
hoe. I'm talking to my
No.
people, Jack. You're a hoe, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you told
Yeah.
me stop
No,
entertaining. It wasn't about
right. There's
entertainment.
more of Paul's loyalty.
Yeah, well, it's real simple because this is who you are. You tell me
Yeah.
stop entertaining.
As soon as Paul finds an excuse, he fucking throws you under the bus, creates more false narratives.
I'm holding you accountable.
Present a fucking prosecution and trial. Oh, Paul, God, Paul, can we worship at your feet? Holy shit, you are delusional, kid. You are fucking nuts, man. And hey, there's the angry Talcott people want.
It comes out every 3 seconds because you're angry, miserable, controlling, insecure, egoic, arrogant, and unable to reconcile your interpersonal affairs.
I think other people see this, Jack. You know, there's a discrepancy in, how you show that you're living and then what you're saying. I mean, and we've been over this so many times with the writings on the wall, and Paul is on point, man. And I've seen you go back to square one, it seems, here after this Anton stuff, especially, Jack. So it's disappointing. It's surreal and it's disappointing, but I guess,
Well,
where are we going next?
Christos, you are connected to someone else I have problems with, so you're also biased. You could leave. See? No matter who comes up and tells Talcott to his face from his private life or public here on the metaverse, the same pattern over and over again, he won't accept it from anyone. He's the only one who won't accept it or see it. Fascinating. Brian O'Shea.
Oh, I just got
Welcome back,
the question.
Talcott. You abandoned your own broadcast there for a few moments. Right.
I don't believe your words, NJ. Your comments, they've not shown you want the best for me. Many of you have been quite hurtful, quite fucking offensive. Just no respect for the truth, no fucking care about another human being.
Have you done that at all?
Done what?
Like called me the Antichrist, said I was a cult leader. I don't know. Went on other people's panel who said they want to destroy me so you could push your agenda. You did that multiple times. Have you ever hurt people, like not give a fuck about people's boundaries and wishes, do whatever the fuck you want, disrespect people, make outrageous spiritual claims that blaspheme you, the truth, the creator? Do you ever do any of this shit, or is it just everyone else in your life?
Well, here's the sad part. You went on and on with that, and I know that's what you believe. You believe that
You did all that. We all watched it. Everyone here saw it and watched it, just so you know.
Saw what? Be specific.
Saw every one of your actions day by day that you pretend we all forget, that you want us to forget. Every single day you come here. Every time you're given
every
power.
day I show up as a failure to you?
Failure.
You're fucking delusional, dude. What?
You can't even
You-
get your finger off that damn button. You're so out of control. You're so
Right.
compulsive and impulsive.
Well, Paul, you offer me here. What am I?
You can't
What
even
is
relax
available?
yourself and have a conversation,
Paul,
Talcott.
Paul, you don't shut up. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Why should I keep you on this panel right now?
I don't need to substantiate why you should or shouldn't do anything in your life. I'm here, just like
I'm
why I should or shouldn't have
asking
you
you-
up.
I'm asking you to explain what
Because
you are
I'm like the
offering
only
to
person in
me.
your life who has all the things you're chasing from Anton and has also cared for you for 6 or 8 months and shown you the truth and worked with you and supported you while
You're
also
a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar, Paul. Christ almighty.
He's on point, Jack. He had, bro.
Christos,
This is
your head is right up his ass as well. You are, Paul, you have surrounded yourself with enablers. The ego is the Antichrist, Paul. While you found offense in the words I've said, fucking get over it. Figure out the truth that you are presenting false light. You are using wisdom to attract others and hold their attention. And then you're just spewing fucking negativity and hate, all this vile imagery for the future and how vile and worthless everyone is. Aren't they, Paul? Nobody's fucking good as you. Nobody's good as Paul. You're fucking nuts, dude.
That was a great presentment and performance, Talcott. We'll probably use that for the next Cot Flicks episode.
You've always got opinions. So I'm going to continue with what I started. To rise above the current conditions, you got to know where you are. Become honest. Make a complete assessment. So here's where I am. At this moment, I'm sitting here on YouTube. I do have a number of committed and encouraging and just wonderful, wonderful people who have joined us. And golly geez, just so many that are just so vocal about their insults. Holy cows, man. You know, I'd agree. Peniel's a pretty good dude. Fuck face caught, slave slayer. Slave slayer. This is just a fascinating experience that I am living. Do you know where you truly are, Jack? Yes, I do. I am here living my life as a human being. Did you know that? Did you know we're all human beings? Did you know that we're all trying to figure out life together? Did you know that love and compassion, empathy, consideration, care for one another actually binds us together? I know you know that, Josh. All Paul says you have shown over and over and over. Tell you what, if you're that disgusted by me, please take your happy ass somewhere else too. It's quite fascinating. I mean, here I am. I'm a man of faith, sharing the praise of God, trying to encourage people to believe that God is with us, that God is available, that we can overcome our fears and our judgments and our hates. We can overcome our separations and learn how to respect one another, how to respect the truth, how to actually care about what is true. I'm speaking directly to you, Paul, because you're a fucking clown. I'm saddened, admittedly. I saw all this potential in you, and you just continue to self-sabotage and surround yourself by yes men. So, to rise above the current conditions, one must accept an inventory of where one is. Brothers and sisters, we are here today. The past, all this past nonsense and everything, all the things that held us back, all the things we used to think were important, they brought us to here. But become honest. Make a complete assessment. Get someone who cares with you to help you be honest. Where two or more are gathered, that's where God is. God is the truth. Truth with love, man. Only a clear mind can know. I think I repeated that. Sorry, brothers and sisters. Self-assessment. Look at these areas of your life. Honestly. Sit down, consciously, purposely. Give yourself your life from your perspective today. Just give it a little attention. And then take what's in your mind, bring it out, pen to paper. Look at your health. What is the quality of your health? Relationships. What is the quality and quantity of your relationships? How about your security, your finances? Are you prepared for the future? Have you been making plans to sustain yourself? Maybe you have enough to help the neighbors should calamity fall, the neighborhood. Inventory your health, your relationship, your security and finances, and then importantly, your fulfillment. How fulfilled are you with life? Do you feel like you're getting the most out of life? Do you feel like you're giving life the most that you have to offer? Are you following your purpose?
I'm submitting. I was submitting in the back because I knew you would respect that. Could we do the self-assessment on you real quick that you're life coaching everyone else for? Could we do that on you right now? Could we take a self-assessment?
Sure.
All right. So those last three there, could you just kind of self-assess on your relationships, interpersonal in your life, your security and finances, and your fulfillment and purpose?
Oh, I'm focused on growing in all areas. Currently, I mean, it's no secret, but here, Paul, relationships?
0.
Right. You're part of that. You've offered me no relationship
I
other
know.
than the
Okay, so
mockery online.
self-assessment,
So,
right?
and you've also been quite insulting, and you've been quite insulting, and that has encouraged people to actually stay away from me.
Wait, I did that too?
Yes.
You
And
said
I'm not blaming. Paul, I'm not blaming. It's just there's facts you don't fucking know.
You said this has happened for 5 years or more. Now it's my fault.
No, Paul, I'm not blaming for the 5 years. I'm not saying any of that. So
so just recently.
Don't run off in these false fucking narratives.
You're right. The 5 years was you. The last 6 months, all me.
No, Paul. Here, relationships, they're a two-way street. Now, my relationships right now, I have myself, and that is the most important one.
Yeah,
hey,
but that's
Paul.
not what it means on that
No,
self-assessment.
Paul, hold on.
You wrote the damn self-assessment.
Flacco gear.
Relationships.
Would you shut up?
Financial security.
Fuck.
You don't have that. You don't have financial security.
You know what? How do you rate?
On what?
How do you rate on your health? Honestly.
Health, obviously not as good as I could be on health. That's the one place
you might to improve it.
At this point, probably little to nothing.
I appreciate the honesty.
Because I figure if I get healthier, I'm going to have to live longer around people like you, and I just can't fucking imagine the thought. So I'm kind of taking the easy way out on that, right? Like you say, self-sabotage. But relationships, great. I fucking have way more. Yeah.
How much time do you spend arguing?
With you? Constantly. With people in my life? 0.
Okay. So you got a good relationship with your family?
Well, we don't argue. I choose not to deal with them because they are worldly infidels who vote for masters pay into
So
a
you
B
avoid them?
system.
So you
Excuse me?
avoid them then?
No.
That's
When
how
I
you-
try to talk to them, they hang up on me and they tell me I'm crazy or that they're not going to listen to me and I should stop trying to talk truth to them or they're not going to be in my life. So because I won't stop talking truth and living on that, they won't stop abusing.
Is that what they tell you? We don't want you around because you won't stop talking truth, or is that what you understood?
Right. And then at a certain point, I said, I'm going on with my life. I'm going to focus on me and my career and my self-knowledge and self-growth and my family or relationships that are to come forth. So the relationships, my friends and family, I guess you could say, or various connections with women and men in general are great. I've gotten a lot of opportunities. I get a lot of respect from them. I respect them and our journey together. We're in abundance in that area. I have more people wanting to be a part of my life than I ever thought would. There was a time no one wanted to be there, much like you. Security and
What's your
finances.
relationship with God?
Right. Well, we're doing a self-assessment. You should have wrote God on there if you wanted it to be part of your self-assessment.
Part of the relationship.
You're the life coach.
Dude, it's part of the relationships.
I get that. I believe I want to
security and finances.
I want to believe
purpose.
I want to believe my relationship with the Creator is very well. That's why most of those other things have come together or coming together. Health is on me. I have to choose certain things from my body and not choose other things. That's a me thing, right? So I've slacked in that area, but in the other areas, I've worked on me, I've applied it, and I've gotten fantastic results, better than ever on all three of those. So I think we're pretty much backwards. You're probably in better health condition than I am for your age, and the other three sorely lacking.
Well,
right?
here's the thing.
Usually the universe puts people in positions to trade.
Hey, Paul, I know you like to just fucking boil everything down to your narrative.
Yeah, like simple. Keep it simple, stupid, right?
Well, right. Your method is ignore other things that would prove you
so you're not going to take the self-assessment properly.
No, I have. I've been fucking honest. My relationships suck right now. My security and finances suck right now. My fulfillment, I'm taking action and I feel guided. I am pursuing my purpose. I'm constantly, my mind and actions are constantly working towards what can I do. So fulfillment, purpose, rock on. Relationships suck. Security, finances suck.
The fulfillment and purpose is an action space. You can't say you're thinking about taking steps.
Hey,
and then
whatever, Paul. Your fucking disagreements don't matter.
Okay.
I'm sick of this. You won't accept anything.
So there's no action space to fulfillment and purpose. You just
yes,
think about
it is. You don't see the actions. You don't. You know what, Paul? You're just so frustrating. Because I've explained myself multiple times, but because you've got this narrative that Jack isn't good enough, you don't hear all the actions that I have taken. You don't fucking stop to think.
Can I hear him again?
No.
I didn't
Rising
think so.
above the past. So know where you are starting from today. Be honest. Be purposeful. You do an honest, purposeful, objective assessment and inventory. Know where you're at completely. Then, from where you're at, discover or create your vision. Imagine the future world, your world, the world you see yourself in with the changes your heart wants. Because all of us want different things in the world. All of us see different perspectives, see different problems. So if you can create a vision, imagine the future with the changes already made, and then find that for your purpose.
Question?
Yeah, brother.
So it says there, no, bring the chart back up. I'm asking questions on the material now. It says purposeful. I skipped ahead a little bit. Set goals that align with your purpose and vision and move you into the life of your dreams. So could you tell us specifically, to clarify, what is your life purpose again for everyone? What vision do you have, and what goals have you set that you've moved into in an action space to get that done?
The vision I see myself experiencing is being a part of negotiating or facilitating the end of wars and the reform of the governance. So the vision I see is global change. My purpose, the way I'm pursuing that, developing my passion and what I've been learning, is I think the world will be able to be changed when we have more and more people involved with the belief of a better world. My purpose is to inspire and help others maybe overcome their habits like I did. And what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. I've explained my goals. I believe that if I can get attention here or elsewhere to build community through community and relationships, those connections will share.
So like Anton asked you earlier, what are you going to show people to make them think that you're hitting those goals or able to hit the goals of leading or building a community when you just said your relationships suck?
I can't teach people to trust the truth, but I can present the truth. Right. I can explain what I say in multiple different ways, which makes me know with confidence that what I'm saying is true.
Well, what does the community do once you think about pursuing goals to possibly get others to think about and pursue goals to make community? Then what? What do we do?
Well, as more people are inspired with life and they're pursuing their own purpose, they're developing their own passions, living a more passion-filled life, and they're learning and growing. As that spreads, dude, problems will just start disappearing because everyone will be bringing their own perspective, their own direction. And right now, there's already so many talented and inspiring groups and organizations taking the world and tackling some of the problems in different ways. But there's also these groups and organizations that are trying to, well.
So basically you created a problem that can't be solved seemingly, in which you never have to stop doing whatever it is you're doing, not doing, because there'll never be enough people to stand for this problem that won't be solved. Because when does this stop? What's the number? Like, how many do you have to get to consider to think and feel the way you do, but do little to nothing? How many people do we need for that? Like, so you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a long game for you, right? Because we never really.
Your question made no sense because you presented a narrative of me that just it made no sense.
I just want to know in your mind, like, at what point, how many people for you to know what you know before this all changes? Like, does it never end?
Oh, no. Well, every day I wake up, I work towards this. Okay. Now, when is enough? Fuck, that's up to God. I keep praying to God that every day something happens, something changes. I pray to God for guidance, for inspiration, for direction, for opportunities. So if I can imagine opportunities, I pursue them. I reached out, I sent more emails today, knocking on doors, trying to find conversations.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, with the long game with you, there's always hiccups because, like, you'll do shit like, Paul, I'm sick of all the entertainment. We got to do more information. Then Anton shows up. I love his entertainment. I go,
well, bring it. Paul, we can discuss that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is that why can't Live Without Fear be like you in a Klan outfit and playing a bit that might get us to more attention that you say is your like end goal through entertainment, and then you can talk about who you are as Jack Talcott, the non-entertainer. Wouldn't that make sense? It's not how you get them there, it's how you keep them there.
Well, I get what you're saying, but Paul, consider this. I've already acknowledged and given you credit. I think God brought us together so I could learn more entertainment and a reminder to have fun in this. Because you're right. People learn best when they're having fun. But to me, I think learning is a pretty serious business. I think changing this world is a pretty fucking serious business.
Yeah,
I think
but you
God
have to show
is a pretty serious topic.
I agree with you, but you have to. He told you, your guru Anton, who's way
He's
more
not my guru, dude.
Bro, he's our black daddy now. He's way more successful. He's got money. You even said you seen that deposit and you got rock hard.
No, I did not. Okay. He's another instrument. He's another tool God is using for the purpose of creation. Now, he's based on his words, he seems to be pretty genuine about his faith and trust
Everything he
in
said
God.
to you is what I've been saying to you, whether you realize it or not. He just said it in a way that was more, he's not invested in you because he doesn't know you. He's just like, well, I care for you as a being, and here's some good game that I found to be true. And everything he said, if you run it back, is shit I've been telling you. How is somebody going to listen to you about changing their life if you don't have something in life to show them that wants to spur on a change? So whether you show them a Bentley, a Rolex, you in a monk outfit.
Fuck, oh dear. Look how much time I have to sit here listening to you going on and on to prove yourself right. If you actually wanted a different image of me in your mind, you would find reasons to change your fucking opinion. So here's what I've been saying repeatedly. We are living at a unique time. We are all very unique beings. We are all coming together for the purposes of time, growth, evolution. So I've said there's many similarities in my life story to that of Jesus. Now, I know many others can make the claim, and we've seen people claiming to be Jesus. I'm not saying that, but I am saying I'm following his way. Huh?
What are the similarities between you and the Christed walk?
Well, there's actually many. The differences, the distinctions and differences create the similarities. There's similarities in the patterns. His childhood, we don't know a lot about. There's something, I don't remember the exact words, but there's something about him he floats with the wind, or maybe I'm getting that out of context. Anyway, my life, no one fucking knows where I've been. I grew up all over the place. And so then as an adult, I spent my time fighting for others, then leading others, teaching, coaching.
Why do you not have an expansive list of relationships and bonds from all that good work you've done?
That's the question I've been asking God, and I've been begging people, please help me find answers.
I have to suspect that it's not what you perceive it, because I have a long list of people who are loyal to me, it would seem forever, just because of the work I've done with them, a lot of which not in person, just through a metaverse. So it just doesn't add up. You say you have no long-lasting bonds and trust and relationships, but you've done all these good works. Typically, that's not the story. People who don't have
investigate. Hey, Paul, I've been saying repeatedly, stop assuming and blaming me for what you think. I've been inviting you. Fucking call people and ask.
You've done it with me. I don't need to call them. You've shown.
I know you want to continue believing that I don't have anything to offer the world, and I'm sick of you telling the world that. I really am, Paul. You want to present this narrative here. You ask the questions. I've said this before, and I'm not claiming anything. I'm just saying, look at the facts. There's a pattern here. I spent the world obeying man's laws, and I was fucking miserable. I was suicidal. I was alcoholic. I was depressed. I was sinful and miserable. 2018, I chose to change my life. My path was different than others, but I chose to model myself to try to become more like Jesus. I didn't put him on a pedestal. I put him as a man, that if he was a man perfect and caring and loving, and I wasn't going for miracles, I still didn't believe in miracles, but I knew that I could overcome my anger, and I knew that I could present more humility and kindness to others, and I knew I could stop being afraid of things. So when I committed myself to God, God removed all my other attachments. All my other commitments were gone. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was no longer a father. I was no longer an employee. I was no longer a union leader. I was no longer. But when I committed myself to my goals of trying to bring peace to the world and become a better version of me, Well, Jesus had the Pharisees and whatever his name was. I didn't have the Pharisees. I had my union reps, the same people I used to teach and lead, and they chose to misrepresent me, mischaracterize me, and due to misunderstandings and misrepresentation, unlike him, he wasn't the story. He didn't fight. Dude, I begged people to fucking help me, to try and understand me. And I yelled at people I cared about because they were unable to understand. But he had the Pharisees. I had my union reps. It's after all of this happened, I was like, holy shit, man, here I am. I'm trying to follow the way. I'm trying to learn about God. And believe me, as my life's falling apart, you better believe I started turning to God every day, right? Hours and hours. I went through, God has written a beautiful story. And the beautiful story has brought us to today. But I was wrongfully accused. I was misunderstood. I was interrogated. I was punished and terminated. After and while all that happened, I continued to live my life in service of others, helping the homeless as I could, trying to do anything I was able to help the world. So I've been through my dark nights of the soul. I've overcome my selfishness, my
You realize you just equated you getting fired from the post office for being determined a threat as the walk of Jesus?
So what if you don't understand? So what if you can't accept it? Yes, that is the claim, is that God is giving me a very similar but quite different story. And the funny thing is, I claim to be like a new messenger. Jesus was a messenger for God, carrying solutions and truth for humanity to learn. And I believe I've learned from the collective. I think that's what God's using me. I'm not anything special. I just had the opportunities to learn. And through the collective knowledge, I became greater in myself as myself. So I think the messages of today, if in fact God is using me and others, there's many of us. I don't know what the hell is going to happen in the future, how God's going to roll this out.
So if God's using all of us, why won't you listen to anyone else's God's workers or messengers on how this all goes and works?
Why should I? Why shouldn't you listen to me?
Okay. There's your ego. So that's a great question.
Why shouldn't you?
You don't have any results worthy of looking and listening to.
Oh, but Paul, again, if you want to focus on that as your reason, well,
it was your self-assessment.
Paul,
it was your self-assessment.
Paul, you're claiming the lack of results is the reason you should not listen to me. Right. Now, before it was because there's $300 deposited in an account with my name on it. You said that was the reason you should.
Yeah, that's part of your assessment. It goes in there. Financial security.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem, Paul, is that I believe God is using me as a messenger for the truth of God's love. Now, God's love is true.
And it forsakes you of everything else you have to do that everyone else.
Fuck, oh dear. I'm at my limit with you, Paul. I really am. Because I'm frustrated.
Yeah, you're at your limit.
You just don't fucking care. You just want to be right. You want to be right. You don't give a shit what is true.
I am
right. What questions do you want to know? I'm telling you, your opinions are wrong. What questions do you want to know?
We've seen enough for 6 and 8 months. You've shown us everything.
So you know it all. You know it all. You've already convicted and you're confirmed. You fucking know the truth. Well, guess what, Paul? You've been gambling on both of our reputations, and we both intend to go down in history. I think you've looked like a fool. And I'm going to stop allowing my time to be used for you to continue creating evidence of disrespecting me and embarrassing yourself, Paul. Okay? So tomorrow, maybe tomorrow will be a new day. It is for me.
Right?
I'm going to let you say goodbye. I won't just shut it down, but
You see how
let's say
ironic it is?
goodbye. Say goodbye
You
quickly.
see how ironic it is that between the two of us, you've determined I look like a fool?
Hey, what do the facts show? That was it. I think that was a good time to end, Paul. And Paul Enslaved, thank you for joining. Holy cows, man. I had a bunch of notes to get to as well. That's right. Anton showed up tonight, right? Thank you, Anton. Respect. I appreciate you sharing your time, your energy, and the perspectives. Paul Enslaved over on Proper Instruction Motivates People. That's right. Anton is Millionaire Morning Show. Check them out. They do they got the talent for the inspiration. They got the talent for the entertainment. Brothers and sisters, I'm just trying to share some love. I'm sharing some perspectives that I felt would be encouraging or inspiring. And instead, I get, how can I help?
How can I help you, Jack?
What is available?
I don't know. What would you like?
It doesn't matter. I'd like nothing from you. You chose to come up as I was saying my good nights, and I'd already told Paul good night. So you chose to come up. What are you offering?
Well, I've been trying to come up all night. You put me backstage. You kicked me out, and
you're back now. So what are you offering?
I just wanted to encourage you to listen to the people that are trying to help you.
Anything else?
Yeah, I got a lot else. There's been a lot of people that have been trying to help you. You've been hanging around Paul's channel for 6 months.
Wait, you made a
been around
claim
there
here.
for almost a year.
Hey, you made a claim here. There's been a lot of people trying to help me. Do you have any specifics, like what was offered to me?
Well,
Besides
I don't have
anger
time to go back
and
through
you know what?
6
Hey,
months
Kate,
of
go ahead. Have a good night. I know you're setting this site that Jack, whatever. Dude. Welcome to my experience, brothers and sisters. Personally, I think something is amazing and incredible going on here. My goal is to find a way to end the wars. I don't know if any of you do watch the news. I do. I pay attention to what's actually happening in the world. Try to discern through the nonsense and the chaos. But you know what I see? I see a lot of people standing up, a lot of people fighting people. That was one of the things. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. Everywhere you look, man, fucking people fighting people. People fighting people. Calling it entertainment. It's time, brothers and sisters. Time for us to rise above. Time for us to let go of the past. Time for us to create the new and embrace the divine. And for brothers and sisters, thank you for tuning in again. God bless. And please return. We'll do this again. Live without fear.